we touching the limit right now?
What?
Are we touching the limit right now?
Is a question falling?
How is it that talking to you helps me figure out questions without you having the intention of making a question happen?
How can you go through me?
Vi krysser den svært subtile portalen mellom Sverige og Norge. Høstløv, en innsjø, et geopolitisk utsagn. Prøve å føle hva det betyr. Et annet land, et annet sted. Er det en annen fiksjon eller en fortsettelse av det samme?
Is this a different fiction? Or a continuation of the same?
Can you fix a question?
Is a question always falling? Or is it sometimes catching?
What question did the rock ask you?
Have we started?
Yes. Go.
When we transgress that limit, what change happened in that process of going through the limit? And I don't know, and I keep thinking of that, and when I was in the river, for example, I start to talk, because I was looking I don't know how to say this, but when you have the surface of the water, and you have this glimpse of light, that like the waves of the river, I don't know if you can call it that. Like these lines of white that like
Rapids, or like when the water's moving down the river and it turns.
No, like the small white lines that you see in the surface of the river, always. It's like the small waves of the river.
Ripples.
Ripples. Okay. So I was looking at that, and at first I start to, because they appear and disappear. If you start to look at them, there is not like they are moving around. So they appear and disappear, and depending of the river, they are like groups of them, and there are ones that are alone, or they move, but they always appear and disappear and blah, blah, blah. So I was thinking, yeah, because that ripples, they are not from the river per se, because for that to happen,
They're
you
from
need
the
the
wind.
surface of the water, you need the wind, and you need the light. Because that's the only way that you can see them, and they can have that form of reflection, and also you need the water. So I was thinking, in that surface that appears and disappears all the time, but it's always there because it's constant, it's like a connection between the wind and the sun and the surface of the water. So that thing that I was seeing is not like only of the river. It's part of these three things working together, blah, 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 blah. And then I start to think, because of this dynamic of the wind and the sun, and that they appear and disappear, appear and disappear, that for, I don't know why, but we always think in a ground, like in the earth, like in land, because we live in the land. So with all of this, of the limit and the states and the change and the connection between things, I was thinking that we should go like to stay in a boat for like a week, and right there, but right in the water, like with the constant movement of the water or the ocean. Like, because it's different, because here we are thinking about the water and the ocean and the bodies and all of that, but we are not moving by that rhythm. That it's like this connection between the surface of the water and the wind, and also the sun or the moon. And I was thinking that it would be really interesting to stay 1 week in a boat and ride. How bodies choose other bodies.
Is it easy to break a question?
Does a question need to be embodied?
All the information.
Of journey as a concept. Can you imagine getting an overview of all journey just by sitting in this train?
Oh, where would it start?
Well, with consciousness? Or with migration pre-consciousness? As in,
What about the journey from primordial from primordial ooze? Whoa, 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 whoa.
If we pile bodies in the desert, the question goes to all the bodies?
Do questions enjoy being answered, or do they prefer to be left open?
If you hit a question, it will break.
We watch the sunrise together. What does it mean to be on this continent? The moon now behind us. We are rotating together, us and our planet and our moon. Time simultaneously so fast and so slow. The sun keeps rising and rising, bright and quick. This is what it means to share time. Togetherness has so many rhythms, so many hearts, so many circulations. I guess you take it when it's apparent and then trust in it and find your body again and again alone. Unbelievable to be able to imagine this from here on in, to have some kind of knowing of this sea.
You can't find a question. Is that the instantiation of the limit?
Does a question persist being touched?
Does a question enjoy the suspension of hanging in the air? Have we started?
Yes, yes. Go.
Do we need a timer?
Hmm?
So what is the structure? What is our timing? And what's the instruction that you want me to move from?
I don't know if we have time. Maybe the instruction to move in relation to the window that you need to write the text.
This one?
No, the one that you need to. We were talking about. Oh, this window. We need to. What text are you going to do there? Yes. Maybe move in relation with that.
This, I need to have thought about what the text will be.
Ocean
And
as
could
the
be in
terrain
relation to the
snapping.
process of figure out
Humans,
what text is going to be, or it's too complicated.
Windmills swinging mountains on both sides, sandy land, salty.
When we transgress that limit, what change happens in that process of going through the limit? Like,
Interstitial
and
space
you need the light,
as home.
because that's the only way that you can see them, and they can have that form of reflection, and also you need the water. So I was thinking in that surface that appears and disappears all the time, but it's always there because it's constant. It's like a connection between the wind and the sun and the surface of the water.